Again, we're working from this embroidery curriculum, and we will be stitching out this beautiful embroidered card today. So keep those comments coming. No sound here. Uh-oh. We can now hear it. We're not sure what happened, but in case you missed that, I will repeat myself. And if you were able to hear it, so sorry, you'll just get all the details twice. We are here for the first live stitch out series from this beautiful embroidery party curriculum book. Now in here you'll find lots and lots of projects, different techniques and different items that you can create. The series will be every Tuesday, so it's 1:30 p.m. here. Not sure where you are, but every Tuesday afternoon we will be having a new stitch out. So today is the first one. You'll see this beautiful embroidered card, nice and easy. We'll be starting it out today. And again, this curriculum, if you happen to already have it, I was just showing how it has the materials section and then tutorial steps, just like you're used to seeing. And then it shows you your designs, how they finish out. So if you happen to already have that, we are on 88. I'm looking at this design, which is the embroidered card, the first one with the little bee on it. So what we have already gone ahead and done, and I'll take it out so you can see it, I have gone ahead and hooped my tearaway stabilizer. So we have a nice papery, kind of medium soft here that we have hooped. And the card that you'll be stitching, you can see in this curriculum and by the size of the card, it's 4/8 by 6/7, so about a 5/7 size, because that's what this card is. We always get questions, oh, what hoop size, what hoop size? Because we use different brands of machinery and different embroidery machines that have different requirements, we always give you the design size so you can pick the hoop that you have that fits it. So you don't want anything huge, just whatever hoop size you need. And again, we're going to be stitching out this embroidered card. So the first thing we always give you with Anita Goodesign is a placement stitch. We want you to know where to start and what to put where. So the first thing we'll do is we'll run our placement stitch, because we'll be placing this card shortly. You don't need to try and hoop your card or do anything, that requires measuring. You'll just run your placement stitch first. Now what I'm doing for video purposes, I've picked a color that you can see. Typically we would try to match our card, but we're going to run it in a color that you can see, just so you can see where that outline goes. So I've loaded my design. I have my tearaway stabilizer loaded here, and I'm going to run this first placement stitch. There's really not much to see yet. It's just going to make a one go around to show us where to go. Let me grab this little tail here. Sorry about that. Let's get this little guy out of the way. Don't want an ugly tail. All right, carry on. Of course it came unthreaded. That is okay. Now, while your placement stitch, if something happens, kind of like here, if your machine happens to come unthreaded while you're working on your placement stitch, do not worry. All you have to do is just stop and rethread. This placement stitch is not going to affect the integrity of your design. It is just to show you where to put something, and you really won't see it later. So I just wanted to make sure. So if you missed a stitch or two or missed a tiny bit, you can run your machine back a little, or it really won't hurt much. So again, placement stitch first, just giving us a guideline where that card will go. All better now. 100%. So any of these videos, today's and then the videos to come, you 100% will be able to watch these again. You can find them on Facebook, you can find them on our YouTube as well. We'll make sure that we publish links so you can rewatch these, just in case. Now we have our placement stitch. It's just a rectangle. That is for this card. Now, it may be a little hard to see, but this is just a scored card here, but it's not directional, which means you can fold it either way. Doesn't matter which way you fold it when you place your card, but you only want to place one side. You want to make sure you open your card up and then place one side in this area. Now, if you leave it closed, that's fine, but you'll make yourself a postcard instead of one that you can open. So remember to open your card and place one side out of the way. Some people like to use tape in this process to hold the card down. That's really your preference. Just remember, if you're using embroidery tape, this is paper, so be very careful how you tape. I'm going to be risky and kind of hold mine in place. You'll simply align the card with this stitch out. Now you'll see this placement stitch is a little smaller than the card. We give you that for some wiggle room. Again, this is just a standard size card, nothing special. You just want to align that very carefully, over the top. Your goal is to cover the whole placement stitch and to try and make sure everything is straight. Once that is done, you'll run your next stitch, which is a tack down stitch. Hopefully I've placed this exactly straight. Please be good, don't be like me. Tape your card very carefully, but I'm gonna hold it just in case. Now it will tack your card. You'll see it's leaving a slight margin around the outside. That's good. And it sounds really funny when you're stitching on paper, especially when you get to this open edge. Somebody said at one of my events it sounded like a helicopter. Don't let that stress you out. We're using a regular 7511 needle in our machine. It is not going to affect your machine. Now, this stitch that you have here in step 2 is kind of a double duty, so it does two things. The first, it attaches your card to the stabilizer so it doesn't fly off. The second, it's the placement stitch for your base fabric. You can see in our finished card, it has some base fabric on there. We don't typically like to put stitching directly onto the paper. It needs a little extra barrier in between for most designs, so there is a base fabric. Now for this one, we have a piece of linen. We didn't back it with anything or pre-treat it. But if you notice, just a tip, if you notice before you place your fabric, if it's fraying a good bit, this one seems fine, but if it's fraying, you might want to pre-treat that fabric before you place it, because the stitching that you'll have on the outside is kind of like a candle wicking. It's almost like little asterisks, little stars, and it has a little bit of openness. So if your fabric frays, it might come out under there. So again, place your base fabric, whichever you've chosen, face up, pretty side up, and you'll just want to cover those placement stitches. Now my piece of fabric is way bigger than I need, just in case. I'm placing it here, and then I will run my next machine step, nice and simple. For this step, I do recommend using a color that is close to or matches your fabric, because even though there's some stitching on top, you might see a little bit of it. So we'll run this next machine step. Again, if you need to use tape to secure your fabric, that's a-okay. It's going to go around twice. What you'll notice on our tacking stitches at Anita Goodesign is that they do run twice to make sure everything is nice and secure, just in case you miss a stitch or in case something gets torn. Now if this looks a little crazy, don't stress. I did not place my fabric perfectly straight, but that's okay. I can trim off that excess. So again, it has a slightly heavier accent stitch on top as it goes around, to make sure everything is nice and pretty and secure. While that's stitching, I want to tell you a little bit more about this curriculum. So I have some samples here too that I want to show you that are from this curriculum as well, just so you can see what's in it. So there are all kinds of goodies. There's some towels with some cut work, beautiful embroidered towels with that cut work you can see behind. These are all made in the hoop that are out of this same curriculum with the card. There's some beautiful 3D flowers, so they have different pieces. They're freestanding, or you could put them on. Maybe I need to wear this one, that's really pretty. You can add them onto your clothing or embellish your projects. There's some really cute little hooped word clouds. We just added this one into a wooden embroidery hoop. It says, "Hello, Spring." So it has some nice hand stitch here. There's some 3D dragonflies, some little springtime pals, little stuffed creatures. This little bird is super cute. Little charms. I have a huge pile of goodies here that are all from this curriculum. So I do want to let you know how you can get it. This embroidery party curriculum, we'll put some links up, of course, and it is on our website currently. You can get all of these projects. Let me see if it says how many. There are tons of projects in here. So from 4x4 on up to larger hoop sizes, zippered bags, there's quilting, tons of stuff in here. It is currently on sale for $34.95. So this embroidery party curriculum, we called it our game show event, so it's from 2017, an oldie but a goodie. $34.95 for all these files, all this content. There are quilt blocks. There's some embroidery you can put on a shirt. This may go home with me. This is really cute. Has some organza in there. Beautiful designs. These cards that we're stitching are included. Tons and tons of goodies. I love it. Some quilting in here, radial quilting. It's a great curriculum to get if you want to try out some different projects. So $34.95. It is what we'll be doing our projects from every Tuesday for the live stitch out. Now this has stopped, so I am going to simply carefully remove my hoop from the machine, and then I'm going to trim. Now what I'm trimming, let me see if I can get in close so you can see. where are we? We're trimming in, there we go, found the right camera. You can see where that tacking stitch is on the edges. Now we're just gonna trim away any excess fabric along this tacking stitch on all sides. I'm gonna cut off camera so I can cut nice and straight, but all I'm doing, I'll show you once I've trimmed, all I'm doing is trimming right up to the very edge and not leaving any excess. So again, all 4 sides. Get a good pair of applique scissors in there and cut nice and tightly right up to those stitches. Perfect. So if you're interested in, again, that Q1 game show curriculum that we're stitching from, there is a link in the chat down there. Hopefully you can see that, and it will take you to it. If for some reason you can't find it, you already know how to contact us. Give us a call or reach out and we'll help you find it. Again, $34.95 for all these goodies. All right, I have done my cutting. Now you can see I have trimmed nice and tight. It's nothing special yet, just a big rectangle, but I've trimmed on all 4 sides, and any little fuzzies that may remain you can go after if you want to. So next I'm carefully putting my hoop back in the machine. I want to make sure that the card portion is tucked out of the way. I have mine kind of up and to the left. The next machine step I have here is that accent, that kind of candle wicking stitch, and I've just kept it the same color. You could change this color if you want to, but I've decided that to me it looks nice if it complements the fabric instead of competes with it. So we're going to run that step. This is one of those projects that's nice and easy. Nice and easy. Now while this is stitching, I know some of you already know, I do have a couple of little goodies that I'm going to give away. So we're going to give away a $25 gift card to our website. So on anitagoodesign.com, we'll give you a gift card. It is digital. So for your giveaway word, all you need to do to be entered to win this giveaway is type in this little chat box, make a comment with B, B-E-E, the word B. So that's what we're stitching out here. If you want to win, again, our $25 gift card to our website to get yourself some product or some goodies, type in B-E-E. Go ahead, we'll give you oh, there they come. We'll give you a couple of minutes. I see lots of people saying hello. Oh, there we go, here come the bees. Now, a question I saw go flying by before the bees, this curriculum was never in all access. So you would have to have either won it or bought it or attended an event with it. So this one was not ever in all access. Oh, here we go. We're going to give you another minute or so to get your B typed in. It's an easy word, so it shouldn't be too hard. We'll let this stitch out a little more. Ooh, we've got the lovely Madison is behind the scenes. She is watching the bees swarm in. Here we go. Oh, here we go. Pamela Hutchinson, you are the lucky winner of our $25 gift card. Make sure you contact us. You can see on the bottom of the screen here. Email marketing@anita-goodesign.com. Congratulations, Pamela. Send us an email and we'll get your gift card to you. There'll be another one in a little bit. Don't be sad if you feel like you got stung. We got ya. All right, my candle wicking is finishing up. Looking super cute. Super, super cute. Let's see what else came in this book down here. There's some other goodies I didn't even get to show you. So there's some more quilt blocks with some echo stitching and some really pretty design in here. This is super cute. For these quilt blocks, any that you see over here, we went ahead and bound them just so they weren't flapping around, but they're really cute. You could add a little loop to this and make a trivet or a pot holder out of it. Or you can keep going and make a quilt with a bunch of them. Let's see what else is here. Ooh, this is one of my favorites. So this one has echo stitching and ribbon applique. So if you can see that, we used some ribbon and some really pretty shimmery organza. You can kind of see the sparkle in there for that dragonfly. Super, super cute. There's some other quilting in here too. So it's a little bit of everything. We wanted to give you the 3D, the towels, the cards, there's zippered bags. There's so much more. If you can kind of see the back of this, all these projects are just some sneak peeks of what's in here. So lots and lots of goodies. Again, you can get this beautiful embroidery party curriculum for $34.95. And then you can follow along with us and stitch out live if you'd like. We're coming to an end on our candle wicking. It's looking really great. Somebody said earlier it was beautiful. We like a good pun here at Anita. All right. Now you can see we have gone ahead and placed our, this is, remember, the one I already stitched, but you can see here we have our fabric. Everything is placed. The next thing we're going to do, I'm going to change out my thread color so you can see it. Give me one moment. From the top, from the bottom. The next thing we're going to do is place our applique for the actual bee itself. There is an applique here for that bee. Now, because this is kind of an open stitching, it doesn't have any, like a satin stitch that covers it. What I'm going to do is tack my, I'm going to do my placement and my tack down in the same color as this finishing stitching. That'll prevent any extra stitching from showing through. Now, I know that's different for some things because typically our best practice is we match our thread color placement and tacking to what we are finishing that fabric with, but I know that I don't want any extra stitching to show through, so I'm going to go ahead and use a dark color, and it'll be easier to see on camera. Again, we're threading up for our placement stitch for this bee. Want to make sure you can see him. Alrighty, we are threaded. Now remember, our placement stitches only go around one time. You'll see that go around just once because it's not attaching anything, it's just showing you where to put your fabric. There goes my helicopter again as it's stitching on paper. Lost my applique fabric. Let's see. So for this applique, we have just a piece of simple cotton. Because it is a lighter color, we did add some fusible backing onto the back of it. You absolutely don't have to do that, but we have found that if you're placing, this is just a really light color, you could make it whatever you want, but it's a kind of cottony blend. We've put some fusible backing onto it before we place it. Number one, it'll stabilize this fabric and make it a little, you can see it's a little stiffer. And number two, it'll help prevent any bleed through. So if you use a darker base fabric and then want to cover it with a lighter color, we definitely recommend that. So we have our placement stitch in the shape of the bee. I'm going to completely cover that placement stitch here. So you can see placement stitch, covering it on all sides with this fabric. And you can see because we backed it, there's not a lot of bleed through. Again, this piece of fabric is cut way large just in case. We tend to recommend kind of cutting as you go with your placement stitches. That way you don't waste any extra fabric. So there are just a couple of card designs. That's a good question. The question was, can you use any of the designs in this pack on a card? Now, these card designs are digitized to where they can be stitched on paper without it creating an issue for the paper. A lot of these other designs are digitized with more satin stitches and heavier stitches that would destroy the paper. However, I will say if you are one who likes to experiment, some of the designs, maybe something that's thinner or hand stitched, might, I did not say yes, but it might work on a card. We typically say the only thing for cards is what we've digitized for cards. But you could be absolutely festive and do something, 3D or freestanding, and you could always attach it to the card after the fact if you want something really cool. So you have options. These charms or any of the 3D little items, you could maybe attach it after the fact, but I would not try to stitch anything dense or anything heavy onto a card. Remember, it is paper. So my tacking stitch is completed. It went around twice, so I know it is good and tacked. The next thing I'm going to do is carefully remove my hoop from my machine, and then I'll be trimming. Now you can see here it is tacked in nice and dark color so you can see it. All I want to do is trim right up to these tacking stitches on all sides of the design. And again, I'm going to cut flat in front of me. We always recommend putting your hoop down somewhere flat, not your lap. Don't prop it up. That way if you bump it or anything happens, you don't accidentally unhoop your design. So I'm going to trim again on all sides using my nice sharp double curved scissors. Sorry you don't get to see me cut on camera this time.
Are the embroidery designs for the machine included with the book?
100%, yes. The question that we just got was, are the embroidery designs included with this book? Absolutely. You'll get all the files that you need with it to stitch. Of course, every design that we put out, we give you the multiple machine format, so it doesn't matter what type of embroidery machine you have. We've included your type in there. You'll be good to go. All right, and any other questions that you have, we will definitely try our best to answer them. If for some reason we miss your question live, you are more than welcome to call us or email us, and we will be glad to answer that. So we are going to make sure we answer as many as we can. This bee is a little tricky to trim, but not too bad. How many cards are in this curriculum? Well, let me see. I don't want to lie to you. I think there are only 2 in this one. Let's see. So there are only 2 cards in here, but that is because it's kind of like a sampler. You have so many other options. We do have a lot of card collections. If you're interested in cards, you can go to our website and you can actually look up embroidered card or type in card into our search bar, and it will show you all the embroidered card designs that we have. And there are lots.
Is this in paper or is the book only digitized?
Is this book paper? Do we still have physical copies for this one? If we have a physical copy of it, we will certainly send it. If you want it digital, I think it's a mixture, kind of a what we have left situation. Good question though. If you absolutely must have one format or the other, we will try to accommodate you, but I cannot make any promises. All right, I'm almost done trimming my bee. He's gonna be so cute. This is one of those projects that you will need a good pair of scissors, but I certainly can't function without mine either. So I guess since this is the step that's taking a while, you know what that means. Your word for the next $25 gift card giveaway is scissors. Type in scissors for a chance to win your $25 gift card to our website. Don't worry if you spell it wrong. We know what you mean. All right, here we go. Scissors. I just saw a question pop up too. What kind of needle do you use? We have a standard 7511 in our machine here. I'm looking for people typing that word scissors. Here they come. Hopefully by that time I'll be done cutting. This bee has a lot of legs. Goodness. We're going to give you just another minute or two while I trim up this last leg. That way we can get our winner. And who knows, there might even be a third. Sorry, I had to. All right, let's see if Miss Madison has a winner for us.
We do
Vivian Ross. Congratulations, Miss Vivian. You are the winner of our next gift card. We will pop that direction up on the screen. If you will email marketing, we will get you your gift card. And whew, I have finally finished cutting this bee. Let me show you how cute he be. Let me stop. I love a dad joke. So we have trimmed, it's not perfect, there are a few fuzzies, but we have trimmed away all the excess fabric. You can see what took me so long. This bee has some legs. Now that it is trimmed, we will put this hoop back in the machine carefully. Remember, you want the card out of the way. And then the next embroidery step is all the accent stitching on the bee. So I'm going to keep my black thread in, hit go, and we will get our accent stitching around this bee. See if I can look out for some questions in the meantime. Any questions? Let's see. I really like vintage postcards. Yes. So someone asked in the comments, I really like vintage postcard designs. Could I do them on a card? They are designed, if I'm not mistaken, they have some applique in there, some base fabric, and they should work on a card depending on sizing. Just be careful if they're super dense. It really depends on the design. Again, if it's not digitized exactly for a card, you'll want to watch that density. It's kind of it may work, but we don't want to say yes just in case it doesn't. Let's see who else. Somebody said all bugs have a lot of legs. Correct, they do. So the scissors I have here are a pair of Ginger. They are double curved embroidery scissors, so they have that kind of curve in them there. They are made by Ginger. We use a variety of scissors here. This is my personal preference. Some people like the teeny tiny snips. Some like the ones that look like tweezer snips. our duckbill. We actually even had some videos and some blog content about our scissor preferences here at Anita Goodesign. But these are my go-to. Anything with that sharp double curved tip, perfection, because you can get in those little legs and other areas. All kinds of goodies. Let's see. What else do we have? Oh, I see some great sports. All kinds of people have been saying congratulations to our winners. Thank you for being a good sport. That is always important. Any other questions? We want to make sure oh, look how nice. Embroidery party. Yes, me too. Looking good. Have some people that are saying they want to grab embroidery party. I'll show you this front again. I have my sticker at the top. I may or may not have borrowed this from Brianna. She knows. But again, it has all these goodies in the back. And we are stitching out one of the embroidered cards from this embroidery party curriculum. So super cute. Lots of fun projects in here. And it does show you, if you're newer or if you're like me and you want directions just in case, it does show you the step-by-step. So we do give you a tutorial in there so you can see exactly what to do. And then you have your machine steps and your stitch count, etc., with pictures of your designs. So we do give you all the information that you'd need. We want to make sure you can follow along and create the best projects possible. This little guy is coming out so cute with its accents. The little birdie's trying to fly away. He's after my bee. I do want to tell you about another fun promotion that we have going on as well while this keeps stitching. So we have a flash sale. You know we always have to give you as many goodies as we can get. This is on a PJs in the Hoop collection. So PJ is an artist, Jackie Paletti. She partnered with us to create a set of projects a few years back, and they are absolutely adorable. They were never included in All Access, so you would have had to have gotten them separately. But this one is called Build a Honeycomb. Now let me show you how cute this is. This design it almost looks like a flower on the back. So it has different honeycomb pieces that you can either keep flat, you can turn it up into a bowl, and I'll show you. You stitch out, there's some stiffener in these. So you stitch out, they're quilted on the sides. If you can see the quilting stitches there, they're super cute. We found some really cute gauze fabric to put on there. Super, super cute blocks and pieces. They have some stiffener in there, so they're nice and sturdy. And then you attach them. This centerpiece makes it beautiful from both sides. You could use this as a placemat, a trivet. You could even stitch it up into a bowl or any kind of container or creation. And I love it because it's two-sided. You have this beautiful front and back design. It is Build a Honeycomb, so it's half off. It is on sale until the 15th. So until this Sunday, you're good to go. It is $17.50, so beautiful collection, extra flash sale, just a little bonus goodie. Perfect, and the fabulous Miss Madison just said she'll be adding the links for this in the comments as well. So check for your honeycomb, Build a Honeycomb, and for your curriculum links in the comments. My bee has stitched his extra details. I'll show you up close so you can see where we are so far. We have our fabric placed, that kind of blue tealy color. We have our accent stitching on there. We have our bee fabric applique placed, and then we have the accent there. Now there is an additional step, just one left. That is some beautiful accent stitching. And I'm going to change my color for this because I don't want it to be black. Swap out my thread here. I'm going to change to a nice yellow color so we can have a little pretty sunny border. So the last machine step, again, is embroidery, little accents here. Nice and pretty. It is going to stitch out, again, there's a flower motif that goes along the top and the bottom area here. So while this stitches, you'll see this has what we call a hand stitch, and I'll show you a little closer after the machine stops moving, but it has what we call a hand stitch technique, just like on this bee. Even though it's done with your machine, it almost looks like someone hand embroidered. This is one of our favorite techniques here that we really enjoy doing. Let's see if I can, while this stitches, let me check out some questions. Someone said, can you use a gift card on the PJs and the hoop design? Sure, if it is on our website, that gift card will work. Sounds like somebody already has an idea of what they want. I like it. Any other goodies? Let's see. Yes, you can definitely replay this video. So if you missed part of it or something happened, you needed to step away, or if you're trying to stitch this project and want to follow along, you absolutely can replay this video. We will make sure that we post links to it. We always send out an email after the event to make sure you can access it that way. And you'll find us on all of our social media, including YouTube. So definitely check out this video. Remember, next Tuesday, you'll have another educator doing another project from this curriculum live. So you'll want to follow along with that one as well. And then every Tuesday for the next little bit, we'll be doing some different projects through this. So it won't be a card next week, it'll be a new project from the curriculum. Please check it out and interact and engage with that educator as well. We love seeing our customers and hearing your feedback and what you have to say. Any other questions? Let's see. Can we find this on the website? If you're talking about the products, absolutely. Where can we get the magazine, please? Those links. So the link to get this fabulous curriculum is up here in the comments. We'll make sure that we post it a couple of times. This Q1, we're calling it the Game Show Embroidery Party Curriculum. You can absolutely get this through those links. We'll have it on our website too, so you can see it. We want to make sure you can follow along and enjoy these projects. They're so much fun. Let's see, other questions. Glad the stitch outs are back. Me too, Miss Linda. We always miss not getting to interact. So we just took a little break because it was summertime, but we're all here, we're back. We enjoy our live stitch outs, our virtual stitch outs, and our in-person events too. So it's one of my favorite parts of my job, for sure. Let's see. Can the video be rewatched? You absolutely can watch it again. I know some people have connection issues or some people just life happens. You absolutely can replay this as many times as you need to, 100%. Somebody said, could I add letters to the design? Well, if you added something with a light density, maybe kind of this hand stitch type style, you should be able to add it. But again, if we didn't digitize it, we can't guarantee it will work. But if you were, I would say if you wanted to try that, maybe experiment with some fabric and a card and cross your fingers and see what works. But if it was something really light density, it should be okay. But remember, you don't want to stitch just anything on a card. Even though these cards are tough, they are paper. So you want to make sure that you give them a fair shot. It's just cardstock, so standard stationery, something you can get at any supply store. So, and I'll show you kind of a close-up too. This is the completed card. You can see that's a really fine stitching. It's not heavy. It's bean stitches and our hand stitch technique. So no satin stitches, nothing really heavy. That's just gonna rip straight through the card, or it might look okay and then you turn it over and it's done for. So at your own risk, for sure. Other questions? What will next week's class? I have the book but not a CD. Can I get the download? If you have gotten this curriculum already, and Miss Lynn, give us I think it says Lynn. Yes, Ms. Lynn Smith, give us an email. We'll see if we can help you out so you have your entire curriculum. We don't want you to just have part of it. If you have any questions or any concerns or any suggestions, our email is here. You can email us and we'll be glad to, if you have an individual question or an idea, we want to hear from you as well. And just in case, if we happen to miss any, those comments go by really fast. So if we happen to miss your question, it's not personal. We 100% would like to hear from you. Make sure you reach out to us. It is wrapping up here. I'm seeing all kinds of people. Oops, somebody said, I just finished your animal adventure. Ooh, they made the whole thing, 108. Wow. Miss Kathy, I would love to see that. I would absolutely love to see it. Kathy said that she finished Animal Adventure. She made the whole quilt, all the blocks. Please share a picture with us, either on any of our social media, Instagram, Facebook. We're on all the things. Please share pictures of your projects, whether it's something that you guys do from this curriculum or from maybe you make the PJs and the hoop that we have on the flash sale. Anything you make that's Anita Goodesign, we want to see it. So please share those photos with us. If they're already uploaded to your Facebook or whatever else, tag us in it. We would love to see it. And you never know, we might feature it. We love to do that. Any other questions? Next week's class, yes. Next week's class will also be from this book. It will be a different project, again, and a different educator, but it will be a project from this book. And stay tuned. We'll tell you exactly which project is coming. I believe there'll be an announcement very soon. I honestly am not 100% sure, but I know it will be from this book, and it will be Tuesday, same time, same place. So we are wrapping up. We have about 400 stitches left. So I have one final giveaway. I did say there would be another. If you are able and interested and haven't already won, type in the word CARD, C-A-R-D. If you are interested in winning our gift card, you already know what to do. Type in C-A-R-D. Card will be your gift, your chance to win. Here it comes. Card, card, card. Don't worry if you spell it wrong. Just keep typing. It is A-OK. Here come the cards. It is so much fun to watch on this back end. We can see all your comments. It just goes shoo in a great big line of card. But that's good because then I can tell, oh, people can hear me. That is good. Oh, look at that timing. Our card has finished. Who? Tammy Henry. Tammy Henry, you are the winner of our final gift card for today, Miss Tammy Henry. Make sure you contact us again at this email here, and we will make sure we give you our $25 gift card that you can use on our website. If you didn't win today, I'm so sorry. Don't be a sore loser. I'm really done. I'm done. But you know we always like to have a lot of fun. Now my card has finished stitching, so I'm going to go ahead and take my hoop out of the machine. And because I am who I am, I see a few little stragglers of little fabric or maybe a little piece of thread. I'm going to take my scissors and just give it a quick haircut. That's what I like to call it. Quick little haircut here. Make sure nothing's hanging out. So I'm being very careful of my stitching, making sure there are no threads poking out. All right, haircut achieved. Now, once this design is finished, your card is completely finished. Your machine has said finished embroidering. You're ready to remove it from the hoop. All you need to do now is just carefully take it out, and you'll have your extra stabilizer here. Be careful when you pull it through. You don't want to whack your card and rip it in half. You can see where I have the extra card portion and all this stabilizer. Now, this is what we call tearaway stabilizer, so technically you could tear it. I'm going to recommend that you grab your scissors and trim it away. Now, what you can do, it's a little hard to see because it's on the back, but when you have the placement stitch, there's just a really small placement stitch, that very first step that we did. If that happens to get trimmed or cut, that's fine. The only thing you don't want to attack is this candle wicking stitch. So this kind of tealish blue, you don't want to remove that. So all I'm going to do is trim away my excess stabilizer. So I'll just take my scissors and go right up to the edge. I'll do a little bit and show you what I'm doing. So you're just trimming away the excess stabilizer. We don't recommend that you rip it away because it's really easy to rip the card, but you might be able to see here on the edge, you'll see a little bit of that placement stitch from your card. If you see those stitches pop up, it is A-OK. Do not stress, you don't need them. Remember, that was the very first step where you placed your card. So again, you'll just cut right up to the edge on all four sides of the card. You can rip it a little bit, but please be careful. Don't go through all that trouble and cut your card. So I will show you as soon as it's trimmed. I have one more side, and I'll show you that stabilizer too. So I have my extra stabilizer, and it's hard to see, but there are a few little tacking stitches or little placement stitches. No big deal, that's trash. Or maybe you can use it if you have a big enough piece. So the inside of my card is kind of plain. It has, you can see the bobbin stitches. This particular design does not have any extra, cover or anything in there. It doesn't look bad, but if that drives you crazy, you 100% could, look how pretty the front is. You 100% could get a piece of scrap fabric or a piece of construction paper or scrapbooking paper, whatever you want to do, and you could just place it over the inside or close it and pretend it never happened. Either way, again, remember, if you have any extra little stitches coming off, it just needs a little haircut, no big deal. And you'll have this beautiful embroidered card. So, good news is my live sample and my before sample look the same. Yay, that means we did it. So this is our live sample that we stitched together. Thank you so much for joining me as I finish this lovely card. Nothing crazy happened. Remember, this came from our game show Q1 curriculum, so it came out in 2017. If you had all access, then it was not in all access, so you would have had to get it separately. And it has all these projects, all these good things on the back are included. The files are there. And we have done the first one. So you were successful. Even if you didn't stitch, you hung out with me. Therefore, this is our card now. We stitched it out together. And these are, again, just a beautiful standard size, really fun gift. And since it doesn't have any special sentiment on it, it is customizable for any occasion. So really fun stitch out. You could add any kind of bling or rhinestones or add some extra little trim, whatever you wanted to do to make it even more customized. And these cards are they're just fun. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I see some people saying thank you, Dre and Madison. You are welcome. We love, love, love joining you. We love stitching out. I'm going to remind you of a couple of things. This curriculum is on sale, $34.95 all month. So all of August, you can get it on sale. All these projects, their tutorials, all the good stuff is included, so you can stitch along. The next live stitch out is next Tuesday. So a week from today, same time, same place. You can join another educator for a new project. And don't forget the flash sale for PJ's Build a Honeycomb. That is on sale through, I believe, Sunday. It is $17.50. So you have a couple of days to get this beautiful design that's really fun. You could do a lot with it. These individual pieces all go together in the hoop, or you could do something really cool with this. So make sure you reach out to us, communicate with us, show us your goodies. Don't just stitch things and not share. We want to see what you're making with Anita Goodesign. Post it, tag it, email it, call us, send your communication so we can hear from you. Thanks again so much for joining us for this live stitch out, the first one from the curriculum. We will see you next week. Have a great rest of your day. And don't forget, you can rewatch this video. Catch you next time.